care about right now is Helsinki. It's the last place that I built up that I've got to expand upon. That's good. I'm going to save again because I've done a lot. And I can spacebar my way to a bit more victory for now. Or I could pay attention to these guys that I'm moving. Also a good idea. No, they're still moving around. Okay, then the wildcard Thagnus needs to pick up some more goodies and bring them to places that I've just told to build up, like Flensburg. Here you go. And Nashved. Here you go. Okay. Man, I thought they would have wanted a lot more than that. Where else did I build up? Not Aarhus, not really Kongsberg. They had plenty of clay. Gotham City needs clay, of course. Or no, they have clay, just not wood. Glad to oblige. Edinburgh's short on it, and so will Stavanger be. Those guys are on the move, and hey, I've got the money to deal with Helsinki. So upgrade that. Build my own statue, of course, because everyone needs to see me with my giant muffin. So what's Helsinki's deal? A little bit of grain, a ton of metal, and a reasonable amount of cheese. Well, I mean, the easy part is just to reactivate the cheese. The smelters are going, and there's no grain yet. And I think we'll have plenty enough space for this. The estimation on size in Helsinki is slightly above average at 61,000. Not sure if we'll have space for that without going outside of the walls. We also need more warehouses here, especially since this stuff takes in Novgorod's cheese. What was it? 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Helsinki isn't too good on the houses front. Or is it? No, it's pretty damn good in the houses front. But it could stand to have a hell of a lot more. Damn this tedious action. Who thought this was enjoyable? Well, I guess it doesn't matter if it's enjoyable or not. I'm the one that's doing it, so they win. I'm gonna be so glad when all the city building is over. Done for good, never has to be done again. Until somebody convinces me that multiplayer Patrician is the best idea, and then we get that going. I've been hoping that the viewer reduction strats of Patrician have been working, but the numbers tell me otherwise, which is pretty saddening. Alright, this should be pretty good for a population of 160 or so. And that doesn't spell the same for the businesses. Food is very important, so I could certainly up the dairy counter. But Novgorod and Kaunas produce most of the cheese, and we've got those going. So maybe it's more important to get the metal flowing. On the other hand, if I have 100 dairies... No, I should probably get that metal going. Just up the jobs, I can expand on this later. If and when I want to, and I will if and when want to. Oh, that's bad. I should have gone along here so I'd have something to work with. and they don't want to undo that wall. Straight lines are great to work with, I'm telling you that. And this has not been kind enough to give me one. Oh well, that's my own mess up. And now everything is just slightly off. But we're coping with it. I mean, I keep people in pretty good situations when it comes to both cathedral building and the supplying of various goods. What that means is that town prosperity is pretty high and that the growth rate remains pretty high as well. Of course, the larger a city is initially, the faster it's going to grow. These guys are already at 10,000, so things look promising for them. I can always import more from Aarhus, but at the moment I don't really want them to grow too much. So this is fine. I want to get more money and materials to build these places up later. Also, Otto Olwens, grab that and get back to work, because that is some free wine and grain. So the wild card is on his way. Pepsi Man, on the other hand, he's in here with his cogs, and now I want these guys to be, if my Hanseatic needs thing is to be remembered, each holding how much cheese? About 12,000 cheese. That's a hell of a lot of cheese. Fortunately, I have a hell of a lot of cogs. So you're going to be about 24 cogs. There we go. You can drop that one and you are 12,000. Then what I do is I tell you to go over to Rostock and grab that cheese. Whoop. And then get back to your patrol. There was another cheesy guy here though, wasn't there? Cheese, Rostock, Swole, Patrol, Control. More cogs? Well, isn't that convenient? I have a butt-ton of cogs to give you. This might seem really asinine, but it's so important that I don't starve my burgers, or else it all just goes out the window. Nice. So back to Rostock with you. Get that cheese. And reactivate. Like some bloody almonds. Wildcard Thagnus drops off all the clay that Stavanger could ever need. And all the wood that Stavanger could ever need. And they can get some extra just dumped here because I'm a nice guy. And then we'll give Edinburgh much and such the same treatment. How many ships do I have? Good question. I have 1,068. Also, that question's getting asked quite a bit today. It's a good question, so don't hold that against you. Alright, do any of these guys really lack clay? Because I got that for days right now. The answer is no. Clay's looking pretty good, so we're going to stop back for some wood. Unless one of these guys is laden with wood, but of course they are not. Also, do we have any ships that have stopped their journeys? Yes, Bergen, that's mead, that's tools, that's more mead. Why is Stockholm always so bad on the mead? Aarhus with their pitch, as usual. I'm going to leave that for a while. Tools from Flensburg seems suspect. But it's probably because the shipyards keep using them. Scarborough to Rostock can definitely restart. I put money down on that. Don't like this race mixing that we have around here, but I'll see to you later, I guess. And then there's the Gotham City to Rostock Tools Punisher. Again, this is probably just the... oh wow, Scarborough to Rostock Wood. Okay, well I guess they're just using up that wood. Loving that wood, that money flowing in though. Alright, so who needs this frankly ridiculous amount of wood? Edinburgh still seems short. Metal is failing to flow, and that's usually because we don't have enough of it back here. Yeah, the metal situation has been a bit dire. Bruges is trying to work on it, but hold on, there's Kumakun right there. And he is active, okay. Didn't see any blue flags, but again, what do I know? There you go, Edinburgh. I'll keep you tight. Otherwise, the wood seems to be flowing pretty well around here, and nobody else is demanding it that badly. Well, excellent. London's lacking in the whole beer. Why? Grain lacking in London is a very, very bad sign. It might mean that grain is going to lack in these other places as well. Yeah, like Boston. So that tells me that the grain trains that go west need to expand massively as well, because there is absolutely no shortage of grain back here. So, you're heading your way back. I'm going to locate the grain train under GR, grain train. I've got a lot of them. The thing is, I just need more. You're going to Bergen? No, you're in Bergen. Could you become bigger? I'm not interested in cogs here. Stavanger? Stavanger will make you bigger. The Wombat is full of cogs. He's also heading to Stavanger. And you're in Rostock repairing with a whole bunch of cogs. These guys are just way too small and they need to be a lot bigger. I think 6,000 is plenty for you for now. I hope it is. I'm also wondering why Kongsberg have no spare boats, but I did abduct all the boats lately, so that could be part of it. So yeah, all the grain guys I want to catch when they enter cities and make them bigger. So that's okay there. Stavanger already got you those. You're in Kongsberg and they got nothing for you. You though. If you are as cog crazy as you seem, then I want you to speak to the cogman itself and just load up hard. Because hot damn, grain is so important to flow. Go to Rostock, take all that grain, and get back to work. You know, if we really want to run our numbers at how much grain we're going to need, we got this guy. So, how many villages are we talking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, what's 12 times 60? It's quite a lot. So we're going to round it up to 80,000 people. And of course it takes 25 days, so I'm going to round that up to 200,000 people. Yeah, that's rather a lot of grain. Sorry, did I say 200,000? I meant 2 million. And suddenly it becomes a hell of a lot of grain. 61,000 needed. I mean, we're a long way from needing that much grain, but it's just that if I want to future-proof myself, that's the amount we're talking about. So really I want 3 guys going around there, each with about 20,000 capacity. That's a lot. That is definitely a lot. But there's not too much reason that that would be unreasonable. So I mean, you're looking kind of okay with that for now. Usain Bolt is just repairing up. You're already empty and you're heading towards Edinburgh. That's why you're no good. So I'm getting you back to Nashved. Bear in mind, 1st of July. I absolutely cannot forget that date. It's when I become mayor of Kaunas. We had so many cogs one day. And now they're getting used up for that grain. But this is one of the biggest uses of haulage, is bringing grain over to the west. Now this doesn't even take into account the beer factories that need ridiculous amounts of grain, so these are going to grow even more. 38 is a bit of an ugly number. Let's make you a full-on 40. Beautiful. Let's make you 40 proper ones. So you go back to Rostock, you grab all their grain, and you get back to work. Good. Glad we caught that one. The grain situation here in the center looks okay. Grain situation out to the east looks better than okay. It looks not half bad. How in the world did Novgorod get a plague? 100% wells and 100% infirmary. Where are my infirmaries? Yeah, 100% protection against plague, and I still got one. Why is that possible? Puts us in a state of emergency, which is really bad. And that's despite having all of this. Well, that is pretty unfortunate. As long as I keep the dairy flowing, though, I can't fault that. Has anybody played this game to the meticulous extent of this amazing Hansa? Not that I've found, but I'm sure there are Germans that have. And of course they would be Germans. Alright, good. I think I can spacebar my way towards money right now. Although, yeah, just as I say that, I want to go around and make sure that my cities, all of them, are at reasonable levels of housing occupancy. Because remember, I need to build up everywhere. Housing occupancy can be low if I have the population pegged. But Boston... okay, they're working on that. Still not feeling that Boston has enough houses, though 200,000 is not a good number. I must have incorrectly thought it was last time I was here. Because really that only provides me happiness, or rather keeping population below 60% occupancy at, what would that be, like 12,000 people? That would not take long at all to reach. So that's not enough to satisfy me. Might as well think that every house you build is good for 60,000 people until you completely fill the map. Then they're good for 100 each. And we're leaving no room to do the out of the walls trick. Maybe I was short on money. That seems like a reasonable assumption. Money has been tight, you know. Only so many millions of ducats. But soon we will be having billions of ducats. The original Patrician on the first computer game I played. Of course I am German, says Woodel79. Yes, indeed. I gotta hand it to the Germans. They operate in interesting ways. Interesting and efficient ways. If only they knew how to have fun. I don't have enough... probably could do with more salters here. I was thinking my number of jobs here was not high enough. And I do love providing people with jobs, because that means they pay me money. I mean, sure, I pay them money, but really, in the long run, in fact, even in the short run, they're paying me. What the hell is that? There we go. And what is that? Okay, something weird has happened here. Everything went all bendy-like. Probably because I hugged the wall there, which is not good. Made a false assumption that it was a straight wall that I could hug onto. Right, that's a bit better. That'll keep them tighter. London is not that fine, and I'm not sure I have it pegged. No, no, it's certainly not me that's keeping it like that, unless I own this grain farm, which I don't. And he would probably demand ridiculous money for that grain farm. Speaking of grain, you do hold on to lots of grain, right? Yeah, 8,000 is quite a lot. Okay, but my enemy is building breweries like that, which tells me that they are trying to take control of the job market. And rebuying those off of him would cost stupid amounts of money, so I gotta take matters into my own hands here. Bagpipes for Britain. Dumbest thing I've heard since balloons over Basingstoke. What a stupid thing. Okay, maybe I'm going a bit nuts here. Is London even meant to have this much beer? London is meant to produce nothing but beer. So London produces beer and so does Edinburgh. It's a real beer off, it seems. Scottish beer or English beer? I can't stand beer, so I can't even be biased on that. Can't abide by the stuff. Right, that's fine and dandy and all, but we need houses here as well. Can't remember what beer type we have coming out of London is, but it's IPA coming out of Edinburgh. So if you're a fan of IPA, then you've already chosen your side. Like I said though, not me. If only building manufacturers in EU4 was this much fun. Well, imagine if this was what the development system was. You, I don't know, triple click on a province and then you enter this interface. And then you gotta build it up this way. And then all of a sudden you have like 12,000 building slots. Oh boy, I think we're onto something with that. Time for Common Sense 2.0. Alright, there we go. That should keep London good. For at least a little while. Bruges is good, right? Or do I have it pegged? Probably me keeping Bruges the way it is. Which is smelting, but not very much. Commoner sense. Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. Right, our enemy is the one that's built a lot of houses here, which is unpleasant to me. Maybe they did that before we started building this stuff up. I don't like going around and doing this kind of half-assed building work though. I want to start and finish cities. Especially so I can tick them off of my to-do list. And this keeps draining money, which I need to pile up in order to do that kind of takeover. Right, the lack of jobs is a real problem here. But I think Bruges is actually meant to end up being a huge stockfish place, right? Yeah, 183 metal, but 267 fish. I don't think we have any fish going here, do we? Well, that changes today. Fortunately, fish are not done on farms. Stockfish places are... oh my, unbuildable terrain here. What kind of mad person built this Bruges? You ever seen the film In Bruges? If you have not, well, I recommend it. Oh, this is new. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 7 buildings in a row. Shouldn't be possible, but it is. I'll take it. Okay, again, I'm doing more half-assed building here. Let's just have that and get out of Bruges. Groningen looks okay-ish. As do you. As do you. The inner ones we don't care so much about. You're fine. Nimwegen could do with a touch more. But then I have all this hemp growing. And Nimwegen is meant to be just 100 hemp, otherwise salt and fish. Wait, if they produce salt and fish and hemp, that's extremely convenient. The only thing they would really need is a bunch of wood. They don't produce wood, and I don't have it planned for that. Oh well, fisheries it is. With all this hemp, I wonder if I can actually build everything I need here. But it looks like there's a lot of space, and it's meant to have the average amount of 60,000, so I can be satisfied. So a whole bunch of buildings for us here. And after this, a whole bunch of houses. Sometimes it can be a tricky call which ones you want built first, houses or businesses. Now I've got to remember that keeping these river cities built up like this means a big strain on my river cogs for actually supplying the river cities. Because supplying river cities is huge. I say a lot of things are a huge pain in the ass in this game. Supplying river cities is a very big pain in the ass. It's not supplying inland cities level of pain in the rear end, but it's still pretty high. Oh man, I can't wait to finish building all my cities. It's gonna feel great. It's gonna feel like that time I dug up an entire garden. Back-breaking work. When it was done, whew, felt good about it. Except this garden will never spoil. Well, we ain't done yet. Get right towards the end. It's like, oh, by the way, your save is corrupt. Your SSD failed. And I think that's the day that I snap. Alright, that's not great, but it'll do for at least a short while. Ripen's looking great. Well, no, actually. The population is only barely being kept in check, and I'm not even sure if it's a good job of that. Okay, we have hunting lodges, and I think we only have hunting lodges because that's all Ripen is meant to be. According to this, Ripen is meant to be 710 hunting lodges for me. I have 100, I could certainly have more. And I have 2 excess things which are not hunting lodges. It's probably salt. No, I don't know what it would be. Probably stuff that I bought. Sounds like me. Regardless, I need all these places to grow. They won't grow faster than I make tons of money, but I at least need to be ready. Gotta keep those demands for building materials high, right? Okay, that's a bit better. The housing situation looks good. So I'll say Ripen's done. I know Stavanger is good. I built it. Bergen is not so good. Man, I remember when Bergen was the best city we had. It was 10,000 people easy. Bergen, what are you meant to be doing anyway? 298 mead, 252 wood. Wait, no, not wood, meat. So this wood and this clay is excess to requirements. But we've already built some outsidey bits, so. Mead and meat. I mean, we always need more meat, so I'd be happy to build those. I don't think I have a meat guy that actually works here.